What's up, everybody? This is our college basketball breakdown for Super Tuesday, February 17th. My name is Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
We're going to do what we've been doing. We're going to dive through a loaded slate of games, give you our best bets for Tuesday. We'll do a quick little recap of how our Saturday went. And it was another profitable day. We're hitting our stride at the right time. I've been saying it like a broken record. March is just around the corner. This is when you want to start stacking wins. We had a 4-1 combined day. Our one loss was the one I was most kind of at the right before we were recording. I added Tennessee minus 13.5. They ended up winning by 10. They were controlling the first half. LSU made a push to start the second half. Tennessee stretched it out to double digits right at the end of the game, but they were never really covered in that second half. So unfortunate, but still overall a good day. We were both on Gonzaga minus 4. Gonzaga took a little bit of money before tip, and honestly, Santa Clara got off to a pretty good start in that game, and Gonzaga just kind of started asserting their will. EK's just a beast. Tying Grant Foster's an athletic freak. That was a fun one to end the night with. I also had Purdue on the road. They get the win. It was a good day. We're hitting our stride at the right time. I have a play tonight. This is currently Monday. We're diving into Tuesday's board. I have a play tipping off in about 20 minutes. It's Houston, Kansas State over 133.5. Looks like we're going to have some good CLV on it. So hopefully we can get a winner under our belt there. I did take, Michigan State the day before we recorded, or the day before Friday, I had a play. That was a disaster. But overall, I think I'm 12-5 in the last week, and I'm feeling good. So March is right around the corner. How are you feeling?
Good.
A good bounce back for you after a little bit of a tough Tuesday, you know?
Yeah, I dropped 4 in a row before that.
Yeah, well, I think at one point I dropped 6 out of 7. So yeah, I had my cold patch. You had yours. I'm above 500 after a rough start. I think I'm 2 or 3 games above 500. I got it written down so I can get the exact record if anybody requests it. But yeah, we'll dive into Tuesday's board. Saturday was interesting. We talked about you asked about Texas Tech and Arizona. And Texas Tech gets the outright win on the road, 78-75 in overtime, in a game which my questions were, how would JT Toppin match up with the size of Arizona? He had an incredible game, and to the tune of, he had 31 points. He was 13 of 22 from the floor, 13 rebounds, dominated the game. They were on the fortunate side of Koa Pete. I don't know what happened. I think this is a lower leg injury. He missed the entire second half. So if you were a Texas Tech backer, that was good for you. But still, that doesn't take anything away. That was a big-time win from Texas Tech, and especially that push they made down the stretch to win that game was very impressive. Did you end up taking anything on the side on them?
No, I didn't.
What else happened? Iowa State dismantled Kansas. Iowa State was on the home court. They win. They get an 18-point win. Florida ended up taking down Kentucky in a ranked matchup. We were on the Houston, Kansas State under 148.5. Got good CLV there. Turned into a little bit of a sweat down the stretch, but still a winner. First half, it looked like it was going to be no sweat at all. But yeah, so we're feeling good. Like I said, we're catching our stride at the right time. I say a loaded Tuesday board. It's not loaded, but it's a solid enough slate of games. How many plays do you have?
2.
Okay, I'm looking at 3. Are you on Michigan, Purdue?
I'm not.
No? Biggest game of the night. The newly ranked number 1 Michigan Wolverines, after Arizona lost, going on the road to take on the number 7th ranked Purdue Boilermakers, who have bounced back in a big way, and we've been on the right side of this run that they've been on since they lost to Indiana. We were just on them against Iowa on the road. They dominated Iowa. I think they were 1.5 favorites on the road. They won by double digits. They won by 21. But now you got Michigan coming to town. This opened at Michigan favored by 1.5, got bet up to 2.5. It's bet back the other way now, right around 1.5. So a little bit of Michigan money, but then money came in on Purdue, And it looks like we have settled, 1.5. So, in my opinion, Michigan's the scariest team in the country. Their size, their ability to defend and rebound. I remember watching Ade Mara at UCLA and thinking, I don't know why they didn't play him more, why he didn't get more minutes. And then when I heard he was going to Michigan, I was like, okay, well, they had already gotten Lindenborg or whatever his name is, Jackson Lindenborg from, I think it was UAB, number one guy in the portal. So it's like, okay, Michigan's going to be the real deal. We should have jumped on a future there because you love Michigan. And we didn't. And Michigan, like I just said, is probably the scariest team in the country because of their ability to defend. The only question mark for this team is Elliot Cadeau at point guard. Is he a championship-level point guard? Personally, I don't think so. He wasn't very good at North Carolina. They were fine to let him go. I'm kind of surprised that this is who Michigan settled on to run the offense. But, yeah, Purdue at home back playing good basketball, 4 in a row, 4 in a row, and 3 of them were on the road. Braden Smith struggled his last game in the scoring department. He was 1 of 5 from the floor, but he did have 12 assists. Anything less than a possession, though, I think I have to take Michigan here. And I get it. This is going to fall into one of the square play categories, I guess. But defensively, Michigan makes life so tough, and they rebound the ball extremely well. They have a top 10 perimeter defense. They're number 2 in the nation in 2-point field goal defense. They're number 1 overall in KenPom's, the new stat, average 2-point distance allowed. It's extremely difficult to score around the rim with Mara, and then everybody's 6'9" and long outside of Cadeau. I just think that they can make life extremely difficult for Purdue. Obviously, in my opinion, Braden Smith has the edge over Elliot Cadeau, but Michigan has so much NBA talent and size all across the board. I don't know who's going to be a consistent scorer to help out with Braden Smith and who's going to pick him up if he has another off night from the floor. Trey Kaufman-Renn, how is he going to handle the size down low with Mara and all the other 6'9" guys? Purdue has Clough, and then they have the 7+ footer coming off the bench, the skinny kid. I can't remember his name. So they have some size that they can match up a little bit, but I just feel like Michigan's just the superior team right now. I understand it's a road game. You can call it whatever you want. It's a similar spot to we were on Purdue, a 1.5 favorites going on the road to Nebraska and going on the road to Iowa. We're going to take Michigan, 1.5 favorite going on the road to West Lafayette. So Michigan -1.5 will be my first play for Tuesday. Which way are you going?
I'm going to Miami, Ohio at UMass.
The undefeated Redhawks.
Yeah. The point total is 165.5. The spread is Miami, Ohio, favored by 2.5. It's two teams that play with a lot of pace. You can see that by just looking at the total in the first matchup. Miami of Ohio won 86-84. They were at home really for most of the game. UMass outplayed them. They shot better from the floor. They out-rebounded them. They held Miami of Ohio to 26 points in the paint. And they had the lead for 76% of the game. The big discrepancy in the game was at the free throw line. Miami had 38 attempts. UMass had 17. We know UMass can hang with this team. UMass being at home in this one, I think there's a good chance they get the upset. UMass hasn't lost at home since early January. So we'll take UMass +2.5.
Okay, you can get a 3.
All right, UMass +3.
So they have 3s being offered. FanDuel's offering a juiced a -123.5. So yeah, you can get a 3. Alrighty, for my next one, I am going to go to. Let's see. Oh man, so I had this one circled from the get-go before the lines were out. I was hoping this would be less. I'm still going to take it anyway. We're going to look at North Carolina going on the road to take on NC State. Obviously, we all know now that Caleb Wilson, superstar freshman for North Carolina, fractured his hand. He's out, 20 points, 9 rebounds. This is the first game in his absence. They've won and covered against Pitt. Now you got to go on the road to NC State, a team that's lost 2 in a row. They allowed Louisville to score 1,000 points on them, and then they turned around and lost to Miami on the home court. So this is a team that is in that territory of really needing a win. This is a North Carolina team with a number next to their name. Committee's not really going to remember. They may, but they're not going to put – it's still a ranked win against a North Carolina team if you can pull it off, whether Wilson's in the lineup or not. There's talk that Henry Vasar may also miss. We're going to lay 7 points with the Wolfpack here. I was hoping, to be quite honest with you, that this came in around like 3.5. Mm-hmm. I was disappointed when I saw the number. Maybe go against my better judgment. I'm still going to lay it here. I think that NC State could really use a big win, and what better way to get it with a team that's missing a top 5 player in the country? So, yeah, I think that it's just too significant of a loss. Wilson is a stud. Like I said, 20 points and 9 rebounds. Sure, you won against Pitt. The head-scratching loss on the road against Miami, at least in the way that they did it after the Duke win. You win and cover against Pitt. I think it catches up to them now that they're without their leading scorer and a top 5 player in the country. And then if Vasar's out, I don't know what they do in terms of rim protection, things like that. So Van Allen Lubin could have a good game here. And obviously, I like Williams from Texas Tech, the transfer. I just think it's a spot that I'm back in NC State. So I'm going to go NC State -7. And you have one more?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go with it.
UCLA traveling on the road to play Michigan State. Michigan State, I think last I checked it was 9.5, but I think I saw some 9s popping. The point total, 139.5. Michigan State dropped 3 of their last 4 in a tough Big Ten conference. But the win was against Illinois. UCLA has been scrappy, but this is their second game of a 3-game gauntlet of Michigan, Michigan State, and then third game will be against Illinois. There is some concerns with this Michigan State offense, other than a heroic performance by Jeremy Fears late in that game against Illinois. They've really struggled outside of that. It's 2 teams outside the top 250 in adjusted tempo, 2 offenses that don't play very fast, 2 defenses that force opponents to hold the ball late in the shot clock. This over is taking a little bit of money, but we're going to go UCLA, Michigan State under 139.5.
Okay. Yeah, I don't dislike that at all. Okay, so for my third and final play for Tuesday, I was on the fence on which way I wanted to attack this one, but we're going to look at Baylor going on the road to take on Kansas State. Kansas State just fired Jerome Tang, who it feels like a cup of coffee ago had the Wildcats making a deep run in the tournament. Now he's out. They're trying to fire him for cause and not pay him like $18 million. That's going to go to court. But the Wildcats are back on the home court after a brutal game against Houston with just smothering defense, and we know what Houston brings to the table. Now you have Baylor coming to town that doesn't play defense anywhere near like Houston does. Baylor's not very good defensively. Kansas State wants to run and gun, one of the fastest teams in the country. They shoot enough threes that P.J. Haggerty is averaging over 23 points a game. Carr for Baylor, nearly 20 points. You've got scores. You've got what I expect to be more of an up-paced tempo game. I'm going to go ahead and take over 161.5. I wanted to back Kansas State in this spot. If you like Jerome Tang, or if the players don't like Jerome Tang, they go win in spite of him. Maybe they like the interim coach, whatever. This is a Baylor team that's 13-12, 3-9 in the Big 12 after everything that just happened with Kansas State. And it's just one of those spots where you see a team kind of rally around themselves. But they're so bad defensively, I just can't fucking do it. So we'll settle on going with the over, 161.5. Baylor, K-State, and that will be my third and final play for Tuesday. So to recap, I am going to take Michigan -1.5 on the road, NC State -7, and Baylor, Kansas State over 161.5.
We're going UMass +3 and UCLA, Michigan State under 139.5.
There you go. That is our best bets for Tuesday. I probably don't mention it enough. I should have said it at the start of the video, but hit the like and subscribe button. If we help you cash a winner, that is the best way that you can help us, by hitting the subscribe button, also the like button. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
All righty. Y'all have a good one. Let's try to keep the momentum going. Tournament time is almost here. More money to be made. Good luck.
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.